Hey, what's good everybody? It's me here, Professor Zach of the Night-Shift Bandits, and I'm back with another video. And no, I haven't forgotten about the cyberspace challenges. We're going to get to that a little bit later, but you know what? Today we're actually going to talk about one of my favorite franchises, Doctor Who. 60th anniversary just happened, so I'm going to give a little review of that, of the 3 episodes. But first, before we go ahead and talk about that, like, share, subscribe. Hit up the Night Shift Bandits podcast on all podcasting platforms, and of course, same for Perspectives Discussions, where we talk love life and relationships. And of course, like and donate to us, comment in the comment section. Yeah, let's go ahead and get those numbers up, guys. All links in the description below. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and talk about Doctor Who while we do a little bit of a cleanup here in Sonic Frontiers. I did complete the game, so we're going to go ahead and just just knock some of this other stuff out. Knock a lot of this extra stuff out. Complete the map, find the Coco, things of that nature. So let's go ahead and get to it. So Doctor Who, right? So Doctor Who just had their 60th anniversary, as I stated before, with 3 specials, right? We'll start off with the first one, which is called the Star Beast, where we actually get our introduction in the TV show of the Meep. Which the Meep is a character that existed in the comic books, or at least the comic strips. Uh, I believe it was in the 80s. The Meep was created, and it was similar to the story where it came from. It's a cute, cuddly creature that, of course, has a dark side to it. I forgot the exact origins of the Meep. I know he's a part of, or the Meep is a part of a group, a species. I guess the sun just turned the wrong way or shined the wrong way or something, and then suddenly they're evil. It's quite a silly origin story as to why the Meep is evil, by the way, but still pretty silly nonetheless, considering the kind of character the Meep is, and how he looks. So yeah, so that episode was pretty great. Granted, you can kind of tell what's going on. Like, if you're paying attention, of course, you've seen stories like this. Obviously, the Meep is leading the characters on and not exactly telling the truth. But overall, it was a good episode. Oof, there we go. Okay. But yeah, like, I thought that the reintroduction of Donna was pretty great. Because if I have to be honest here, if we're gonna go ahead and if I'm gonna go ahead and say this, Donna's actually one of my favorite companions, at least of the David Tennant era, the 10th Doctor era. And of course, if in case you don't know, or if you're not a Doctor Who fan and listening to this review, the current Doctor, or at least not the current Doctor, the 14th Doctor, the last Doctor now, he is a returning Doctor, which normally never really happens, but they did hint that that can happen in some past episodes. So, and Donna, who I feel like is an underrated companion. You know, there are some people who don't like her as a companion, which I don't get, because Donna's great. And she's fantastic, and she always, like, her and David Tennant, Catherine Tate and David Tennant, have, like, great chemistry. And I feel like they're just amazing on screen. And that continues here throughout all 3 of these specials. You know, Catherine Tate does great as Donna Noble. David Tennant, of course, comes back as the Doctor, and we do see the Doctor, his version of the Doctor mature, but it's almost like he never left. Ooh, shoot. Oh, saved myself, huh? but But yeah, like the introduction in the first episode in the Star Beast is pretty great. It gives you a quick rundown of, what happened thus far with the Doctor, and give those who have not watched Doctor Who at all, or this is their first introduction to Doctor Who, give them a chance to catch up at least a little bit. Obviously, nothing beats watching the actual show, but hey, it actually does work. I'm actually a big fan of that. So, hey, now you guys get to see me fail with this thing here. But anyway, um, yeah, the Star Beast, really great episode of Doctor Who. Definitely, definitely like hilarious in some parts. And again, it's nice to see just everyone back. Like I said, the Noble family. We do get to see Donna's daughter Rose, who's actually a pretty cool character. And I kind of wish she played a bigger role in the specials altogether, personally. Because I mean, she's named Rose, right? And again, I won't get into why that name itself is significant in particular. But what I will say is that like the actress that played her was pretty great. Um, so, ooh, how much would I? Okay, that's not bad actually. Um, like I said, the first story in the anniversary is significant because it does hint at what's going to happen later on. Once we find out that the Meep is evil and that he has like a whole like evil plan going on to destroy Earth and all this other stuff, apparently he mentions a boss, which Russell T Davies, who's a returning writer to Doctor Who and one of the most popular writers, I feel like. I'm more of a I'm more of a Stephen Moffat guy, but Russell definitely has my heart. Um, he's back to writing, and he loves his breadcrumbs, he loves his teases, so it's actually pretty cool. Do I have to do that? Yeah. Wait, what is this for? Oh, okay. Oh yeah, it is one of those. Let's get over here. Oh crap! I'm way too fast. Crap. Okay, I died, guys. My bad. But yeah, Russell T Davies comes back, and while I will say that the anniversary episodes are not perfect, they are of higher quality than the Chibnall episodes. I'm not gonna be one of those guys who just crap on Chibnall and his writing. You know, yes, yes, yes. I do not like the Timeless Child. Like a lot of us don't. But we're past that now. We're Russell is back. He's gonna give us some new episodes, some great episodes. And a great Doctor in the 15th, which we'll go over a little bit later. But um, this was the Star Beast episode was a great episode to not only introduce the Meep, but to also reintroduce the Doctor, Donna Noble, and and start the mystery of why did the Doctor repeat a face. Um, they've messed with regeneration in the past before, and a lot of the times regeneration means something. So why is it that we have a repeat of one of the Doctors? That's the biggest mystery of these anniversary specials, right? So, uh, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next episode here, where I forget their names. I forget what they're called exactly, but the Doctor and Donna, they crash land onto this uh, ship that's literally just out in the middle of nowhere. Like literally, like they're in space and they're at the edge of space to the point where stars don't exist. It's just black outside. They're in space, don't get me wrong, but there's nothing outside. It's just out in the middle of nowhere. Like literally, if you were to just be stranded out here, which they are, there's no way for you to get back. No planets, no other spaceships, nothing. They even made a note that like the next galaxy is just thousands and thousands of light years away. And what makes this episode pretty great is the fact that they lose the TARDIS, the Doctor loses his screwdriver. So right now they're out in the middle of nowhere, with no help, no nothing, drifting out in space, and they're trapped in the spaceship with two beings, and I forget the name. They have a pretty unique name, you know. They have a very Doctor Who-like name. So forgive me for that. But point is that these two beings, they're essentially like shapeshifters. Like they literally copy the Doctor and Donna, and oh shoot, and they copy them down from their thoughts. It's like their very atoms, etc., etc. You know. And the crazy part is that as the longer they interact with these beings, the more they think. The beings actually just feed off their thoughts and their personalities until they become a complete copy of them. It seems like that's their goal, is for them to be a complete copy of whomever they're in the vicinity of. So, and I won't go through the whole episode, and I probably should have said this in the beginning. I'm not gonna go through the whole episode of a lot of these specials. You know, go ahead and check them out because I really do want more people to get into Doctor Who. I do feel like these anniversary specials are a great jumping on point for a lot of people. But anyway, the beans eventually the biggest. Not, I don't want to say the biggest issue, not issue as in a bad thing with the episode itself, but the biggest issue with the beans is that it's like the equivalent of the thing, right? They shapeshift, but they're not perfect with it. But also, too, if they do, of course, completely copy Donna and the Doctor, you know, that's good news for nobody. Because then they can start a war, because they're one of those aliens that's just all like, yeah, humanity sucks, and, you know, we want to copy you guys. You know, we've been drifting off into space this whole time. Then we ran to this ship, and somehow the captain stopped us. But, of course, you know, we want to go ahead and find a whole galaxy to where we can just copy everyone and conquer everybody. Which, you know, of course we can't have that. Can't have that at all. So, of course, obviously the Doctor and Donna stop them. But, you know, it comes at like a little... they do it in a clever way. You know? So... And yeah, like I said, I don't know if that one would be my favorite episode, but I did like it from point A to point B, in all honesty. You know, it was an episode of Doctor Who, as I call it. Like, it was a basic episode, you had a threat, you know, the Doctor was disabled because normally the TARDIS, which is his time machine, and the sonic screwdriver, of course, gets him out of jams, right? But it was real old school in the sense that he didn't have his screwdriver, and the TARDIS was gone. You know, so what is the doctor to do? And you're out in the middle of nowhere with two beings that are copying every part of your thoughts, your body, etc. constantly. So what are you doing? Because technically you're on a time clock. Haha. Ooh, hint hint. So. And it's kind of cool just seeing the Doctor in those scenarios because it really just shows like not only how strong the writer is and of course the acting as well. Because one thing I didn't mention was that there were no other characters besides the Doctor and Donna in that episode. So Catherine Tate and David Tennant had to go based upon their own acting chops. As a matter of fact, that kind of makes it pretty cool because the aliens that were copying them, the doppelgangers, they were literally like playing two different characters because they were playing the doppelgangers as well. So it really did show the acting chops of both David Tennant and Catherine Tate, which again, even when they're evil, they have great chemistry. It's pretty cool. I love those two. Like I would not mind a spinoff with just those two, you know, especially when they're bickering and having lovey-dovey moments. But anyway, ooh, loop-de-loops. Can't have a Sonic game without loop-de-loops. But yeah, I really did like that episode. It was a nice episode of Doctor Who. And just have the Doctor without his main resources is always just a plus to me. Because now, what do you have to do, Doctor? What can you do? You gotta use critical thinking. You gotta use common sense. Think your way out of it. Which he did. Which, you know, of course, like he always does. He figured his way out. And there were some moments, especially in the ending, you know, like the ending where the Doctor seemingly makes a mistake. I don't know if he makes a mistake or not, but of course he obviously fixes it. But you know, the Doctor ain't perfect. He loses some battles, he wins some battles. So, but moving on to the thing I might spoil, the episode I might spoil a little bit of it, only because there is something I do want to talk about in this episode. This episode is called The Giggle, and this is the third and final episode of the 16th anniversary of Doctor Who, right? Um, and it brings back a long time villain called the Toymaker, who we haven't seen since the 60s, the first Doctor. And my God, Neil Patrick Harris. Ugh. Granted, he's just playing Neil Patrick Harris, but my God, he is having fun in this role. My boy is literally like just having a blast, and I'm a fan of Neil Patrick Harris. Haha, you almost got me, but you didn't. Like, I'm a fan of Neil Patrick Harris, man. Like, that guy just has so much charisma. He is so unique. You know, like I just love him. I loved his Count Olaf. And unfortunately, and I won't lie, like I underestimate his Count Olaf. I know we're not talking about a series of unfortunate events, but hey, if you haven't checked that out on Netflix, check that out. Series, you know, like when everyone else was reading Harry Potter, I was reading a series of unfortunate events because it's the superior novel. You know, cancel me if you want to. I don't care. But anyway, but yeah, him playing the Toymaker, who's the villain of this story, it's pretty great. And I feel like just seeing him in a different outfit, seeing him utilize the accents, because he does do multiple accents from German to British to etc. He did a fantastic job. And I feel like the director didn't really need to direct him much, because again, he's just playing Neil Patrick Harris. You're just playing yourself. So it's pretty dope. Um, and yeah, like just the way they reintroduced that character, and just the way like the Doctor realizes who it is, and the fact that they make him creepy but playful at the same time, it's pretty great. Like, because there's some horror like esque scenes in this episode, and it's just it's just magnificent. You know, like when they showed the guy just turning into the marionette because he lost his game with the Toymaker. You know, he's a marionette and the Toymaker's just controlling him. And then his head is human, but of course the body is a marionette. And it's like, whoa. Or the scene where Donna's interacting with the dolls, and of course gotta give it out to Donna. You know, Donna takes no shit from nobody. At this point, she's like a pro, so any alien she interacts with, threatening or not, she's gonna boss around and say, hey, look. Look here, buddy. You're not gonna boss me around. Because she was not fearful of those dolls at all. Which is great. Fantastic even. Which I love. So, I'm always, like I said, I'm always a fan of Donna. She always argues with the Doctor, and she takes no crap from anybody. Hence why she's the best companion. At least in David Tennant's era. My favorite is always going to be Amelia Pond. But anyway, before I go on a Doctor Who rant, because I have no one to talk to about Doctor Who. It's very rare to find Doctor Who fans in real life for me. Oh, man. But anyway, yeah, Toymaker, great villain, probably one of my favorite villains. I really hope we see him again. I really hope Neil Patrick Harris comes back. I would love to see him again. I hope we don't have to wait another, what, like 50 years almost, or 60 years to see this man again. Would love to just see this man, like, again. At least one other time, you know. But anyway, I do feel like this was like a nice reintroduction, and you did get a sense of who the Toymaker was and how he works. We're gonna go ahead and increase speed, actually. And I was a fan of the fact that he's a force of nature, similar to that of a Galactus, and that he has to obey the rules. There's no cheating, there's no loopholes, anything like that. It's literally, I have to obey the rules. So, if you decide to play the Toymaker in a game of Street Fighter, if you lose, that's on you. That's really on you. Like, if you don't beat him in a game of Street Fighter, if you lose to him in a game of tag, that's all on you, baby. Like, sorry. Ah, crap. See, like, that's on me. So I probably would have been turned into a marionette. But anyway, and how, and I really did love how, like, you see the fear in the Doctor's eyes when he realizes who it is. Ah, shit. There we go. Got a little bit of a delay. And we're gonna go over there. And here. Oh, wait, I did this already. Drat! Crap. Oh well. Anyway. But yeah, when the Doctor realizes who he's messing with, because it's been a while since he himself has seen the Toymaker, right? He's been through, at this point, 15 regenerations, or I'm sorry, 14 regenerations, and he hasn't seen the Toymaker at all, and he's been trapped in his own dimension. So, like, just to see this character again, he knows who this guy is and what he's capable of. And all the games that him and the Doctor play, the Toymaker and the Doctor play, are pretty good games, and they're pretty intense because, yeah, the Doctor loses one of those games. But, of course, the Doctor, being smart, and of course, David Tennant being good at quick thinking, and particularly, with his Doctor being good at quick thinking, and particularly, says, hey, look, I may have lost this one, but it's best 2 out of 3. Because I won the first one when I was the first Doctor, and I may have lost this one when I'm the 14th. So we got one more game. So, it was kind of cool just seeing him just do that real quickly, like, use his brain. Whoa, what the hell? Okay. That was strange. So, it was kind of fun. Like, I feel like Neil Patrick Harris and David Tennant did play very well off each other. As like bad guy, as like antagonist and protagonist. And again, it was really cool just seeing how playful. Well, not really how playful.
I wonder who used to live here.
Well, not really as to how playful the Toymaker is, but how silly he is, how whimsical he can be. I feel like Russell did a great job of like staying true to the character, because I did do a little bit of research into the Toymaker. I did watch a clip that the BBC put out, which whoever's managing the BBC's like marketing, like their YouTube channel, like shout outs to you guys, because you guys like non-stop just put out like old clips of like old Doctor Who, before it went on hiatus in the 90s. And recently, before this episode came out, they did put out a clip of the Toymaker back in the old series, right? And it was like a nice little clip, I think like 6-7 minute clip, and it really gave you a sense of who the Toymaker was, his mannerisms, blah blah blah. So that was extremely cool. And now to go ahead and talk about the meat and potatoes of the episode, which is, hey, obviously it's a regeneration episode, and the Toymaker, of course, causes the Doctor to regenerate, right? And we get what's called bi-regeneration, because it's kind of strange because, once again, David Tennant gets a fake regeneration, I guess you could say, or this Doctor gets another fake regeneration, but it's one that's like new to the lore, because we've never seen bi-regeneration before, but apparently, I guess now that's going to be a thing. So I'm wondering, like, is this going to be used in the future or not? Because the thing with bi-regeneration is that the 14th Doctor was still there, except he just split into two. So he split into the 15th Doctor, but the 14th still exists. So it makes me wonder, like, what are they going to do with that? You know, is this something that they're just going to do and not explain ever, which I would not like? I wish they kind of would explain that. You know, like, is it because he's the timeless child and pretty much the source of all regeneration from the Time Lords? Like, are we really going to explain that? Is Russell going to dive into the timeless child lore? Like, are we going to do that? I would like for him to, because I feel like one way to fix a timeless child would be to explain it now that we have it. You know, again, I don't like the timeless child. I think that the Master should have been the timeless child, which would have made even more sense considering like his regeneration cycles and how they work. Because yeah, if you actually look into it, he regenerates in the weirdest ways, especially in the movie. So I feel like that would have made more sense for him rather than the Doctor. But anyway, again, that's a whole different can of worms, beans, or whatever you want to call it. But I guess the reason why regeneration happened is because of him being a timeless child. So he can really do a lot of things with regeneration. But point is, we got David Tennant, and he's not going anywhere anytime soon, I guess. And then you got Ncuti Gatwa, who is the new 15th Doctor, who is the second Black Doctor. And when I say like he's pretty great, I love his energy, I love his positivity, you know, and you know it's you do get a sense of yeah, this Doctor is pretty queer. So which can of course add to the character because yeah, like I would love to be traveling with the Doctor and him calling me honey all the time and saying and giving me just old sage advice. Pretty much being my queer mystical Negro, which that's pretty much what they did, didn't they? They just make a mystical time traveling Negro, didn't they? Except yeah, now he's queer. I keep going in circles here, um, which is hilarious. But yeah, like the 15th Doctor is pretty great. And again, great jumping on point. He has a lot of energy. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Even in the trailers that I saw, you know, like just seeing that little bit of him in that 30-second trailer that they put out, he's pretty great. So you kind of get again a sense of his personality. Apparently he likes to dance, which explains the jukebox in his TARDIS. So it's all good, man. It's all good. Like I'm actually very glad that he's here and that like his first impression is a memorable one, you know? So, and I'm sorry, I gotta say this real quick. Not only is Ncuti Gatwa a handsome guy, you know, but he has one hell of a smile. Like, I don't know what it is. That man's smile, he has a big, just white smile. Like, he just teeth just on point. Like, bro, who's your dentist? Because, oh my god. You know? Oh, am I not supposed to be going that way? Anyway. Oh shoot, oh shoot. Ooh, let me talk to Amy real quick.
Oh, wow. I don't think we've seen any ruins quite like this on our adventures.
No, not at all.
They're ancient, but also look kind of advanced. Wait, is retro sci-fi a thing? How were the tower and the floating giant stone built?
Tails is the genius among us. Let's find him and see if he can figure things out.
Right. I'm sure he'll hang on until I find him.
But yeah, like that man has like a nice smile. Like I really like Ncuti Gatwa. No, I haven't seen Sex Education, which is the show that he was on before this, or at least the last well-known one. But you know, I'm kind of motivated to go and watch it now just to see like, okay, how does this guy act? Like, is he this charismatic in everything he's in? Like, I'm kind of curious now, you know. So, but yeah, cause yeah, like he has so much energy and he is just so flamboyant, and he just commands your attention. And then when him, David Tennant, and the toy maker, Neil Patrick Harris, when they're about to fight, you see how both of them are different. You know, David Tennant's like, his doctor's cool, calm, and collected and calculating. You know, Shuri Gatwa, like, yeah, he's thinking too, but, you know, he's ready to go. He's ready to play. You know, and, you know, you even see that as they play the game of catch in the end. And it's pretty great, you know? Like, it's nice to see a doctor who's just chilling. You know, he doesn't have a lot of angst, even though he might get some angst, you know, as time goes on, you know. But it's like this version of the Doctor, after everything the Doctor has been through, which is a theme throughout this episode, that, you know, the Doctor has been through some trauma, from losing companions to losing half the universe with the Flux, which is the last series of specials. And, you know, he holds on to that. You know, the Doctor holds on to his pain a lot of the time. You know, you've seen that ever since the Time War, really, at least in New Who. You've seen that ever since the Time War, and what he had to do during the Time War, which I feel like is my favorite era of Doctor Who, honestly. And I love that storyline where he deals with the emotions of the Time War and what he had to do and what kind of man he had to become. And then you see the guilt of the fact that, like, yeah, like, I messed up. I try to save everyone, but not everyone can be saved. You know, which I think I'm kind of happy that Doctor Who does not shy away from that. That, like, not everyone or everything can be saved, you know? So, because we even lose, well, no, we don't really, well, no, we do lose some people in this. We do lose some people in Unit and whatnot. But ultimately, you know, Doctor holds on to a lot of that pain. He remembers every single name. You know, he might brush it off saying, no, I don't, no, I don't. But it's like, nah, you do, dude. Like, you remember everybody. You know, like, you remember literally every victim. You know what I'm saying? So, it's kind of cool how they just went ahead and addressed that. You know, like, they said, you know, Shuri Gatwa, like, his doctor just gave David Tennant a kiss on the forehead and said, hey, bro, it's going to be okay. You know, it's all good, man. Go ahead, relax. You know, we did this bi-regeneration thing, you know, we're amoebas apparently. I forget the official term for when they split, but yeah, like, he says, hey, just chill out, chill with the nobles. You know, chill with the nobles, and, you know, I'll go off and help the universe, you know? And that's exactly what happens, you know, once they defeat the Toymaker, David Tennant just chills. He chills with the nobles, you know, he has dinner with them, and Shuri Gat was just off doing his own thing, you know? And of course, you know, we're not gonna see him until the Christmas special. And yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna give all the details as to what happened, but, you know, go watch those specials for yourselves. You know, all you really need to do going in is know that the Doctor's an alien with a time machine that travels through time and space, not both. And on occasion he gets human companions, whether between 1 to 3 human companions, and they go off on crazy adventures, you know? Like, check it out. You know, definitely go check out Doctor Who. Like, my only real gripe with the 60th anniversary was that it was not a multi-Doctor story. You know, I wish it was a multi-Doctor story, you know, because I feel like with the 60th anniversaries, it's a celebration of Doctor Who and its long history. So, why not have multiple other Doctors in it? Like, granted, you know, we technically have multiple Doctors in the last episode, but, you know, let's bring back Christopher Eccleston. Let's bring back Matt Smith, because I really wanted Matt Smith to come back. I really want to see his Doctor again. He's my favorite Doctor. He's the 11th, you know, right after Tennant. So I'm just like, oh man, why can't we bring him back? But, you know, overall, I was very satisfied with it. Like, I still don't know how I feel with bi regeneration or bi generation or whatever they want to call it. I need to see what they'll do with that first. I feel like if they just did it and didn't do it again, I'd be highly disappointed. I do remember seeing in an interview that Russell was saying that, you know, by regeneration, every doctor body regenerated. So I guess now we just have every single doctor out there, which I feel like, I don't know how I feel about that, because now we don't really, technically we don't lose doctors now, and we could run into a doctor, which has always been the case, I guess. I mean, when you're messing with time travelers, you know, they weave in and out of time so much that, of course, you're gonna run into yourself, right? But overall, the anniversary specials were pretty great. Um, I will say my favorite one was definitely the second episode, which is pretty good. Only because I felt like just a classic, like just a classic Doctor Who episode where we're just gonna go to this random spot. You know, something goes wrong, and now we have to beat this threat and figure this threat out and try to find a way past this threat. So, but yeah, I would say, like, you know, if you guys are even mildly curious to Doctor Who, at least watch the 3 specials. Again, all you need to know is that this is an alien. The Doctor is an alien with a box, and he carries companions with him. That's all you need to know, and then that should at least be enough. Again, they'll give you some details, of course, and they'll mention a couple of names. But ultimately, I think this is a great jumping on point for Doctor Who, especially with the new Doctor actually being revealed and coming out. You know, Ncuti Gat was great. You know, if you know him from Sex Education, you might, you know, already know what you're in for. You know, because someone did say, like, yo, he's just playing himself, which is great, because I feel like that's when the actors in Doctor Who strives, when they're just playing themselves. You know, so. But yeah, guess I'll go ahead and end the video here, because at this point I'm just running and destroying things and, you know, doing all that other stuff. Yeah, boom, Sonic, boom. Sonic boom, Sonic boom, Sonic boom. It's kind of funny because I'm playing Sonic, who's like my favorite video game character, while talking about one of my other favorite characters, the Doctor. So this is a dream come true for me. Oh shit, gotta run. Yep, gotta blast. See y'all. Oh crap. Okay. Anyway. But yeah, guys, you know, like, share, subscribe, hit us up, check us out. And again, I'll be back with more cyber challenges, so don't worry about that. And I'll also be back with a new full game too. So don't worry. Life has been life, and so that's why I've kind of been a little bit MIA when it comes to the Let's Plays. But hey, you know, things happen. And yeah, you know, sometimes adulting takes priority. But overall, like, share, subscribe. Hit us up, check us out, the Night-Shift Bandits, on everything in terms of podcasting. Hit up Perspective Discussions, where we talk love, life, and relationships. And please donate to us. All links are in the description below. It's me here, Professor Zach. And I'm out. And yeah, to copy the ending from Wolfermonger, go watch some Doctor Who. Peace. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Woohoo!